Hi, Larry Kruger with another session of Ask the Expert. Today, I'm going to talk crazy. Bear with me here. I want to put a spin on the way business is managed right now in the relocation industry. A little backstory on this. I was just at a recent conference in Canada, and basically every keynote speaker was talking about looking at the industry from a different perspective, taking a look at what's going on. There's people in the elevator saying, hey, if we knew what to do, we'd do it. The industry, say what you want, is kind of festering in a quagmire. And you can take a look at an article I just posted on my site to kind of flesh this out. I want to keep it short because people say these like these things, but I ramble too much. I'm rambling about rambling. So let's get back to the point. My thought, and this all came about, I was speaking with a corporate member, and she was saying that she was frustrated with her relocation management company. I said, well, change it, dear Liza, then change it. And she said, it's too tedious. I have to go through all the different departments inside my organization, and it's just a pain in the arse, as we say in Canada. So she said, it's just too tedious. So I said, well, why don't you test drive another company? And she said, well, I could do that. And she said, well, you know what's going to happen? She said, they're going to do the moves perfectly to get my business. And I said, and what is wrong with that? Every industry has day-to-day competition. We deal with major corporations. We're one of two suppliers. Now, a relocation management company presents itself as a consulting firm. But make no mistake, they make their monies indirectly through your organization by managing the business transactions that occur in a relocation. They're not a charity. They're an entity that makes money. They are a supplier. Now, the crazy thought, which I'm sure many will find fault in, is that when an RFP is being let, when there's an RFP being put to the public, what is preventing you to have two relocation management suppliers? Just like every other business that you're looking for suppliers in. A primary and a secondary. That eliminates mediocrity. And the reason is, like in any other quest, going into the process, you're saying, you're the primary. If you screw up, we're going to be giving business to the secondary. Simple as that. Now, there's onboarding, there's all that kind of good stuff. In my opinion, I would have both of them sitting in the room. And, it would be made clear to both of them, we're onboarding two suppliers. This is our reporting system, bada, 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 whatever you do. There might be duplication. Obviously, this isn't a clean process at this point, but there's a lot of smarter people out there than I am. And this is what we expect. And if you mess up, these folks get some business. Now, what happens there, obviously, is that the incumbent or the primary, there's nothing worse if you're in business than having your competitor eating your lunch in your account. It's just the worst thing that can possibly happen. So with the boogeyman sitting there all the time, if you mess up, they're going to get business. So your game is propelled, is escalated. If you screw up, the secondary provider is going to wow the bejesus out of your employees because they want the business. They want to be the primary carrier. So I know we approach, Relo as KPMG or, the big four accounting firms, and they're suppliers. And even test driving a supplier puts the fear of God. This is the world. Like, I'm not educated, but I'm not stupid. You bring in a secondary supplier, and the representative that manages that account is going to the president of that company and saying they are bringing in a secondary supplier. And you basically tell them, hey, I'm test driving this guy because I've been talking to you folks forever. We have long lunches, and nothing ever gets resolved. That's what has to happen. Relocation management companies have to start being treated like suppliers and pushed on a day-to-day competitive environment. You get an account, they're too tedious to RFP again for another 3 or 4 years. When we're getting to the finish line, we'll pull up our socks. That doesn't cut it. If I go missing, somebody might really hug a mover. Have yourself a good day. Something to think about. I know there's lots of reasons why it won't work. And that doesn't stop you from trying it. Have yourself a good day. Hug a mover. Adios.